In this Star Wars Battlefront 2 news update video, I will be sharing with you some brand new chart data that has just been released, which shows just how popular Battlefront 2 has been over the past month or so. Plus, Kyber has a huge update, a brand new update has just released with some really cool new features and fixes and details on Wave 4. There is so much cool stuff to take a look at in today's video, but before we do dive into everything, make sure you do subscribe to this channel so you won't miss any future Star Wars Battlefront 2 videos. So, the first thing I want to share with you is some very exciting chart data, and this is the game charts for the most played games of the month of May across 37 regions in the world. So this is a huge amount of people broken down by the multiple platforms, so PlayStation, Xbox and PC, but it does encompass so much of the world's gamers, and this is coming from Newzoo, who are a very reputable outlet when it comes to analytics and stuff like that. It's used by video game companies themselves to actually track monthly active users and things like that, which is what this chart is, monthly active users. It is how many people actually opened the game itself at least once within that month. So we are going to be taking a look at the month of May. The first chart to take a look at is the Xbox chart, and it came in 14th place, so it was the 14th most played game in the entirety of the month of May on Xbox. And that's up 53 places over the previous month, which was April. It was expected to see such a huge jump, but to almost break into the top 10 of most played games is pretty substantial given the age of the game with no new content. Look at the games it just trails: EA Sports FC, Forza Horizon 5, Rocket League, Marvel Rivals, huge games which keep getting content and updates. It is also worth mentioning that EA Play is part of Game Pass Ultimate, and that will have helped the Xbox number go up a little bit. I do know quite a few people out there that are playing through EA Play and Xbox Game Pass, so that's one of the reasons why it has done quite well on Xbox. On the PlayStation side, it comes in a little bit lower at 19th in terms of the most played game with monthly active users, but it did go up 95 places, which is an incredible amount of growth. It came in just behind Red Dead Redemption 2, which does sell around 1 million copies every single month still. In terms of the monthly gross chart, so how much money it actually made, it did not feature at all whatsoever in the top 20, which is the full extent of the chart, so it didn't come close to actually making any money compared to these really popular games. Plus the game was on sale as well by a huge discount, like 85% in most places, so that makes sense. Next up, we've got more charts, and this is coming from True Achievements. So they just put out their first half most played games of 2025, so from the 1st of January to the start of June, and wow, it's quite a shock, but Battlefront 2 is already the 21st most played game out of a sample of a few million Xbox users through True Achievements, so that's really impressive because it definitely would not have been in probably the top 50 or even top 100 before a few weeks ago, and now it's rose all the way up to 21st on Xbox. So for a game that has not received any updates in over 5 years, that's really, really cool to see. It is obviously naturally going to drop down over the course of the rest of the year with big new releases coming out and such, but nevertheless, it's still cool to see that within the first 6 months of the year, it's done pretty well. Again, this is just a small sample size, it's not the full Xbox community. That said, it's quite a decent sample size, so it's probably sort of in the ball of whereabouts it is in terms of placement. It's also still doing well from week to week, so in terms of the week ending June 15th, it was the 11th most played game on Xbox using that same sample size of a few million users. It's down from 7th place, which it maintained for 2 weeks in a row, so not a huge drop off, and it's still sort of remaining around the top 10, which is pretty good considering that the hype has definitely died down quite a bit since the resurgence happened. On PlayStation, it's still hovering a little bit after the top 10, so it's down from 13th to 15th in that same week. Monthly players is all well and good, but ultimately what EA cares about is making money. How many game sales did they get? I did do some research and took a look at the UK and European charts for the game. Game sales charts over the past couple of months, and Battlefront 2 is not to be found in the top 40 whatsoever. It did not feature in the top 40 even during Resurgence. The only Star Wars game that has done very, very well over the past 2 months has been LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. It is routinely, especially in the UK, in the top 10. It was literally the 6th most purchased game just a few weeks ago. It's always in the top 20 for the past couple of years, and then Star Wars Outlaws also snuck into the top 30 a few times, whereas Battlefront 2 is nowhere to be seen. That said, the US data is going to be coming in next month for the month of May, so I'll make a video if it does break into the top 20, I think it is. So fingers crossed, but no guarantees. I think a lot of people just haven't purchased the game. They're more rather actually replaying the game. So yeah, it's a bit disappointing to see. I was hoping for maybe it to appear in the UK charts, but nothing at all. Now for a huge update on Kyber. So the Kyber team put out a brand new update for the launcher a couple of days ago, along with some patch notes, and it comes with new features and an update in relation to a future wave of playtesting. So they said that it's time for another Kyber beta playtest. Alongside the various bug fixes and improvements, they have announced that they are expanding support for players across the globe with a new OCE ping site, which is pretty cool, and that's live right now. So if you have access to Kyber, you can now take advantage of that if you are in that region. The EU ping site has now moved from the Netherlands to Germany. The NA central ping site has now been shifted to NA East, with a NA West ping site on its way soon, so that's also good to hear. In terms of Wave 4, I've had a ton of people ask me, when is Wave 4 coming? Is there going to be Wave 4? Will I get accepted into Wave 4? Well, some great news. Wave 4 is on its way. There is no time frame at this moment in time. However, they will welcome 6,000 new playtesters. So, if you've signed up to the playtest or you haven't already, make sure you do, because there are going to be 6,000 of you that will have access to Kyber V2 in the near future. And this is doubling the amount from Wave 3. An exact date for Wave 4 will be shared soon, but they are already getting to work on setting this up, so I'm looking forward to hearing more about it and making a video as soon as it is announced. When Wave 4 launches, they will also be updating the map rotations on the official servers as well, so that's pretty cool to see. In terms of the update to the launcher then, they fixed a bunch of issues. You just cannot release Kyber V2 with these issues. I know people want to get it out there, but these things really needed to be solved, and there is still a few things that do need to be resolved. They've added region icons to the server browser, which makes it clearer for people to see, and they've also allowed passwords to be protected by obscured text, so that's nice to see. I know some people had issues with that. They've also added the option to disable proximity chat. Stay tuned for more updates on Kyber as and when it happens. I will make a video as soon as Wave 4 does go live, so make sure you do subscribe for that. I'd love to hear your thoughts on anything I've talked about in this video, so please do let me know down in the comment section below, and remember to drop a like to help support the channel. Subscribe so you don't miss any future Battlefront 2 videos, and if you missed any of my previous videos, click on the playlist on screen right now, and I shall see you in my next video. Goodbye.